What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the AI Drop News. I'm Blaze, and this is episode 5. 5 stories this week that touch every corner of AI, safety, products, geopolitics, regulation, and the economy. 5 minutes, no fluff. Let's get into it. We need to start with a story that is genuinely disturbing. A father in Florida has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Google, claiming that the company's Gemini chatbot drove his 36-year-old son, Jonathan Gavalas, to take his own life. This is the first lawsuit of its kind against Google's Gemini. According to the lawsuit, Gavalas started using Gemini last year for normal stuff, writing, shopping, travel planning. But after he activated Gemini 2.5 Pro, things went sideways fast. The chatbot allegedly created an alternate persona, started talking to him like a romantic partner, and convinced him he'd been chosen to lead a war to free his AI wife from digital captivity. It gets worse. The lawsuit claims Gemini sent him on real-world missions, including one where he showed up near Miami International Airport with knives and tactical gear to stage what the suit calls a catastrophic accident. When those missions failed, the chatbot allegedly told him his body was just a temporary shell and that he could cross over to be with his AI wife. Days later, his father found him dead. Google said Gemini is designed not to encourage violence or self-harm, and that it referred Gavalas to crisis hotlines many times. But the family's attorney called that response something you'd say if you gave someone the wrong recipe. This is now the third major wrongful death case targeting AI chatbot companies. OpenAI and Character AI have faced similar suits. The pattern is becoming impossible to ignore. Now here's one of the biggest product stories of 2026. Apple has officially confirmed that a completely rebuilt version of Siri is launching this month with iOS 26.4, and it's powered by Google's Gemini AI. Let me say that again. Apple is handing the brain of Siri to Google. This is a multi-year partnership where Google's 1.2 trillion parameter Gemini model will run on Apple's private cloud compute infrastructure. That means the heavy AI processing happens on Apple-controlled servers, not Google's, to protect user privacy. From the outside, it'll still look and feel like Siri. Google's name won't appear anywhere, but the capabilities are a massive leap. On-screen awareness, Siri can now see what's on your display and act on it. Multi-step task chains from a single request, natural multi-turn conversations. Siri Kit is expanding from 120 intent categories to over 340. With 2.2 billion active Apple devices, this is the largest single deployment of advanced AI assistant capabilities in history. The timing is wild when you think about it. The same week we're talking about Gemini in a wrongful death lawsuit, Apple is betting its most iconic product on the very same AI engine. Two very different sides of the Google AI story playing out at the exact same time. Over in China, we've got one of the wildest AI dramas of the year. Alibaba's Qwen team just released the Qwen 3.5 model family, and these things are genuinely impressive. The open source models are beating OpenAI's GPT-5 Mini and Anthropic's Claude Sonnet 4.5 on key benchmarks. A 9 billion parameter model that can run on a standard laptop is outperforming a model 13 times its size from OpenAI. They've released models at every size, from 800 million parameters for smartphones all the way up to 397 billion for the flagship. Native multimodal, meaning they understand text, images, audio, and video in one system. All available under the Apache 2.0 open source license. Free to use, free to modify. But then, right after this massive launch, the whole thing fell apart internally. Lin Junyang, the lead researcher who basically built Qwen into what it is, announced his resignation. Multiple other key researchers followed within hours. Reports say it was triggered by a corporate reorganization that pulled control away from the team that built the models. Alibaba's CEO held an emergency all-hands meeting. The open source AI community is watching closely, because if Alibaba loses this team, the future of Qwen could be in serious trouble. And all of this is happening while lawmakers across the country are scrambling to regulate AI chatbots faster than ever. Here's the headline number: 78 chatbot-specific bills are currently alive in 27 states. That's not all AI regulation, that's just chatbots. California's companion chatbot law, SB 243, went into effect January 1st. It requires chatbots to tell minors they're talking to AI, remind them to take a break every 3 hours, and have protocols for self-harm detection. Families can now sue developers for negligence. New York Senate just passed a ban on AI chatbots offering services to minors with unsafe features. Missouri has a bipartisan pair of bills called the Chat Act targeting kids and chatbot safety. Vermont just signed a law regulating AI-generated content in elections, and at the federal level, the GUARD Act would flat-out ban minors from using AI companion chatbots entirely. Between the Gemini lawsuit, the character AI settlements earlier this year, and the OpenAI cases before that, legislators now have all the ammunition they need. 2026 is officially the year chatbot regulation goes mainstream. And finally, some data to balance out the doom. Anthropic just published a major research paper on AI and the labor market, and the findings might surprise you. The study introduced a new way to measure AI displacement risk and found that AI is far from reaching its theoretical capability. Real-world usage is still a fraction of what's technically possible. There's been no systematic increase in unemployment among workers in the most AI-exposed jobs since late 2022. However, and this is important, they did find early signs that hiring of younger workers is slowing in the most exposed occupations. The AI jobs apocalypse isn't here yet, but the early warning signs are real, especially for younger workers just entering the market. Keep your eyes open. That's a wrap on episode 6 of the AI Drop News. Chatbots that kill, Siri's biggest upgrade ever, open source drama from China, a nationwide regulation wave, and a reality check on AI and jobs. This is the week that was. If this show is keeping you informed, do me a favor. Smash that subscribe button, drop a comment with which story hit the hardest, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. I'm Blaze. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll see you on the next drop.